Hi y'all, this is Doug from youtube.com/@tramp traveler, and this is video 13. The thumbnail of this video starts out as Social Security security. And what that means is if you're getting Social Security and that's what you're living off from, can you have security in your living conditions? Now, if you're buying a house and you got a house payment, if you're renting an apartment or a house and you've got payments on that, that's a huge dollar bill each month that you're paying out. I'm lucky in that I live in one of my son's houses that he bought during a foreclosure sale, and all I have to pay for is upkeep, taxes, and my utilities, and of course mowing the grass. Live out in the country, so I love that. You can hear all the highway sounds here because I'm backed up almost to the highway where I'm working on my shuttle bus and building it out. Now, Social Security. I make almost the maximum that can be gotten from Social Security, so my situation may not be what yours is. You might be only getting half of what I'm getting. I don't know. But if you were to watch some of Bob Wells' videos, and he's got hundreds of videos, he interviews a lot of people who live in cars, vans, shuttle buses, school buses, motorhomes, and they try to follow the weather. And they're living off from, well, one I seen is as little as $800 a month. Because if you don't have a house payment or a rental payment, your income needs go down quite dramatically. Now, on this is a 2011 shuttle bus that I purchased from a municipality, and it was used as a dial-a-ride. So it didn't have a lot of stop and go history like a normal shuttle bus would have, where they're going to corner, stopping and starting again, picking up people. This one just went between 3 towns twice a day, and so it's kind of a unique situation. Another couple of good type of shuttle bus that you could latch onto would be one that was only used by a church, or maybe from some of these retirement homes where they take people around to maybe the theater or grocery shopping once in a great while. It doesn't have a lot of stop history on it, and but what you want to get, in my opinion, is a shuttle bus that's got a handicap lift. Now, if you're in good, healthy physical shape and can climb steps day in and day out, then just get a regular shuttle bus. I don't recommend getting one with a rear handicap lift if you are handicapped, because it takes up so much of your space. In mine, my bed is in the back, and so people who have a rear handicap lift, they usually take that out and use that space underneath the bed for storage, which is kind of nice because you can access it from the outside. Mine has the lift up here in the front, which, you got your double doors up there, then you got the lift, and the whole rest of the other space of your shuttle bus is available for wheelchair access. I've got, I think it's 4.5 feet between my 2 sets of cupboards above the wheel wells. And that goes all the way to the back so I can climb into my bed. Uh, I'm going to have a recliner up here in the front, right at the behind the driver's seat is going to be a vertical refrigerator from a dorm type. It's a tall one. It's got the upper freezer with its own separate door. And then behind that is going to be a full-size recliner. Now, I think there's 6 foot of space there, so if you're traveling as a couple, you could put a love seat in there and be able to fold that baby out all the way so you're just basically all the way reclined in it. There's enough room for that. But as far as affordability, I paid $5,300 for this, and I didn't do it with cash. I had a couple of thousand cash, went to my bank, and I have real good credit rating, like 760. And so when I went in there, I asked them, I says, I want to buy a shuttle bus, but I don't want to have to finance it as a vehicle because it's a commercial vehicle. I couldn't get commercial insurance until I've got it converted into a motorhome. Because commercial vehicles, I don't know, I'm in Michigan, I don't know what other states require, but if you have a commercial vehicle, you have to have a commercial business in order to be able to get insurance. And also the insurance rate is going to be astronomical because what's to say commercial vehicle, it's a bus. You got a lot of liability there if you're hauling people. So not a good thing to try to get commercial insurance if you're going to use it for camping. Get it converted first. But anyway, if you're trying to buy it as a vehicle, then the bank is going to require automobile insurance as security for their for the loan that they're giving out. So I asked them, just to give me a outright loan, unsecured except for with my $2,000 down payment, taking the amount that I borrowed down to $3,300. And they did that because I had such good credit history, and I'd been with the bank for a while. But so my payment is $106.23, and most everybody can afford that. But if you're deep in debt, this video probably isn't for you. If you're into a lease that you can't get out of, same thing. Sad to say. But if you could work yourself to be able to come up with a $150 a month, and you've got a little bit of down payment, you can do this. This one's a fairly low mileage. It's got a great engine in it. But I wouldn't say that I was lucky to get it at this price because there's lots of them out there, and in the fall of the year they go for even cheaper because people don't want to hang on to them through the winter. If you're buying it from a municipality, you're going to have be able to get all of the service records from when they bought it. And I've got them all the way back to when the thing was built, which is super good, because then you know where you're at, what's going to need to be replaced after a short period of time, how well the vehicle was taken care of, oil changes, stuff like that. So I was lucky in that aspect, in that I bought it. It was actually a second owner after the city owned it. But this guy, he couldn't afford to do the commercial insurance or plate, even though he had a business. He was going to use it for hauling. He was a carpenter, and he was going to use it for hauling his tools like a tool truck. But he just decided against it and sold it to me for basically what he had into it. And he'd done a lot of work beyond that, after he got it. So anyway, that's just some of the idea. And there's other vehicles that you can purchase, like a box truck, a high top van. There's a regular van, cargo van, window van, and like I said, a lot of these people were living out there during the winter in the desert, which isn't really desert. It's a bunch of gravel. It's nice flat areas where you can park just about anywhere, camp for free. One of them was $800 a month, Social Security. More of them were like $1,200 or $1,500, $1,800. You can pretty much live in the lap of luxury at $1,800 because what are you buying? You're buying some heating fuel, your groceries, some gas, your insurance, maybe health insurance. I'm fortunate in that I am a veteran, so I get virtually free health care. I do pay a small copay on my medications, which is $45 to $58 a month. It's no big deal. But so mash all the numbers together and see what you can do. It's certainly doable for a good share of us people, especially if you're a retiree and on your fixed income. If you can get rid of your housing obligation, that's probably half or more of your Social Security. Could be way more than that, to where you're just really toughing it out. And, with the proper heating, like a diesel heater and one of these things, you can live comfortably. And enjoy life while you're doing it. Be able to travel a little bit, see some sights, go to the Grand Canyon, go into California, go out to Maine and look at the ocean, go down to Texas and watch a rocket launch, go down to Florida for the winter. There's so many possibilities when you've got a vehicle that you can travel in and be able to live in it. And I'm setting this one up to where I can live in it for 2 weeks at a time without any outside hookups or anything, no water, no electric or anything like that, because I'll have solar and then I've got water tanks and plenty of refrigeration for frozen and foods that need to be refrigerated. Anyway, what we're going to do today beyond this portion of the video is I'm going to put in some drawers that I built yesterday. And hang on just a second, I'll show you what they look like. So these are the 3 shelves that I built, or drawers that I built. And they're 9 3/8 on the outside, 7 7/8 on the inside, 20 inches long overall length, and 18.5 on the inside. And they're going to go in these drawer slides that I installed yesterday. I think it was the day before. Yeah, because I built the shelves, these drawers yesterday. I put the drawer slides in the day before that. And today is Saturday, August 30th. So these fit snugly, but I don't think there's be a problem with we'll be able to slide it in and out. It's just nice that it holds it in place there while I put in some screws. If you're running a drill and holding it up, and you just don't have a lot of control. So anyway, let's get started on this, and I'm going to try to do a time lapse of it. So hang on. So there you go. 3 drawers put in. It wasn't easy. It's a good thing it was on hyperlapse there, time lapse, because there was a few curse words given in there. And I'm not prone to cursing, but you need 3 or 4 hands, and I only got 2. And but I got it in, and all 3 of them worked decent. I inset them just a little bit, like maybe 3/8 of an inch, so that when they're all the way back in there, I can close the door and be able to reinforce the back end of that door, I hope, with some plywood, because there's going to be a gap about this much below that from the bottom of the door down to the floor, and I want that to hinge out. I'll just put a piece of 3/8 plywood in there, and then there'll be a gap across the top of it there that will cover up the front of the bottom of the stove, the range, which is going to hang below the counter a little bit. So I'll be using some 3/8 plywood to fill in and frame out around the 2x4s and the 2x3 or 2x2 legs. But yeah, it's going to work out. I like it. I've never built a drawer before in my life. Never put in drawer tracking before in my life, but it all worked out good, and they're a snug fit. They're not going to be rolling out on their own, which is, I'm okay with that. But the door will hold them closed anyway when that's shut and latched. So what's next? I don't know. I think what I got to do is get that stove out and figure out the size hole for that. And then I want to, hang on just a second. Let me turn you around here. For my countertop, I can't really put the vinyl on top of there because I want some overhang. So what I've got to do first, I want to put a piece of plywood over this, and I'm going to use the vinyl flooring on the end there. I'll bring that right up even to the top of the counter, and then when I do my countertop vinyl, I'll hang it over just the exact amount that I need to cover up the top edge of the vertical vinyl. Then I can do the vertical over here. Vertical vinyl over there. I want that to come down and right over the ends of the countertop vinyl, so that it's covering up any little gaps, whatever. So everything's got to be done in a certain sequence. Over here, I've got to get the sink ready and determine where that's going to be exactly. And then I can put the vinyl on here. And what I want to do is I want to glue down the vinyl, but also use my my little air stapler just to hold them in place a little bit, especially on the verticals up here and on the vertical down here, until that caulking sets up. It's a fast grab. But I wanted to get the vinyl on here, but I'm not going to do any gluing where the stove cutout will be or where the sink cutout is going to be over here, because it would just gum up the saber-saw blade, jigsaw blade. So I've got to determine exactly where that goes before I start laying down caulk. I need to trim the edges of the vinyl on one side that'll show out here, because I don't want the lip, that it's a locking lip. I want to cut that off so I've got a nice smooth edge. And I need to do my plywood over all of this and over the other end down there, and then before I put my door on here. So I've got to do that before I do this, because I want this lip of the vinyl to come out over the edge of that plywood, so that you're covering up all of your edges. So everything has to be done in a certain sequence, and so I believe the next thing would probably be to put the plywood on here and the plywood on here. I'm just gonna cut a piece that'll just cover up the edges of this, and the door will cover up all of the drawers, but it's going to leave a little bit of a gap at the bottom. So it'd just be some thin strips that are 1.5 inches wide. Try to keep the grain going the correct way, vertical grain here, vertical grain here, but just a short piece, and then vertical grain over here, so it looks fairly decent. Over here, then, of course, vertical grain. Well, vertical grain over here won't matter because that's going to be covered up with the vinyl in a vertical manner. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do next. I think this video has been long enough to be able to post it. And what I've been doing when I post these videos is I'm trying to, I don't know if you know anything about YouTube, but what you want to do is get it published, but as private. And for 1 or 2 days, just leave it as private, but set it up so that it's scheduled to actually be sent to the public, and it'll switch over to public, which is when you can see it. But do that for a couple of days, because that really increases the amount of time that YouTube has to consider who they want to be able to send this to, based on all of the tags that you give it, shuttle, bus, camping, social security, shuttle, just all those different things. You just give it a whole bunch of tags, so that they have a good idea of who might want to watch these videos based on other videos they've been looking at. So, today is already Saturday. I like to have them come out on Saturday around noon. And then it's there for the weekend for people who are just sitting at home and nothing better to do other than watch videos. And I'll tell you, it really boosts my viewership as opposed to if I put it out during the week, because the thumbnail will pop up after it's gone public. And if it's a Tuesday afternoon and everybody's busy watching or just doing stuff that they couldn't do during the day because they were at work, they're not going to watch it, and that thumbnail will go away. It'll go away to where they may not get another reminder of it on Saturday or Sunday. So for me anyway, that works. There's a guy named Static Camper Van, and he puts his out so that they come out on a Monday, and it's reliably there on a Monday. But in my opinion, people are busy on Mondays, especially after work, So that's my thoughts. I'll try it until it doesn't work or theirs works better. I don't know. I'm still new at this YouTube stuff, so I'm learning as I go. As you can see, my videos, this will be the 13th one, keeps getting better and better as I do them, because of the edits and because of how I interact with the camera and stuff. How good I am at putting music with it or whatever. And I'll put some music. You'll already have seen this, but I'll have put some music with the hyperlapse where I was putting the drawers in, so that you're not just listening to silence. So I'll try to get something that's a fast, bouncy music or something, but it's got to be royalty free so I don't get hit for it. Although, until I've got 1,000, excuse me, until I've got 1,000 subscriptions, you can't get paid anyway, and I'm not even concerned about the pay. I really don't care. But so anyway, this is Doug signing off from youtube.com/@ Tramp Traveler. I was thinking about putting on this QR code at the end of it, how I was going to get that on there. So anyway, we shall catch up with you. You'll probably see this Saturday in early August or early September. I just posted one which came out yesterday, so go back and watch that one. Keep you busy. And thanks for watching. Oh, subscribe, ring the bell, and touch the all so that you get all of my subscribed videos, published videos. But also like my videos and comment, because all of that helps the algorithm from YouTube to get more viewers. And that's what I need right now, because I don't have a lot of viewers. I don't have a lot of subscribers. So anyway, have a good weekend.